Welcome to Whole and Beautiful. Good evening and welcome. This is Whole and Beautiful. I am Angela Oliphant, your host, and I am so glad that you all have joined me for another night of information, revelation, and change. Yes, it's going to be another phenomenal night, and I am excited to share some things with you tonight. I wanted you to know that I'm continuing to do my couples connections, couples that are going to get together, couples conversations. Man, I'm losing my thoughts tonight. But anyway, couples conversations where they're going to come in and talk about their marriage, talk about different things that happen. Because like I told you before, different people have different things that have worked for them. And I like to just sit and talk to them and see what works in their marriage. It may not work in yours, but it works in theirs. And you may be able to glean some information. So if you know of a couple that you would like to be a part of couples conversations, please send me an email, wholebeautiful@gmail.com, and I will get them on and have that conversation with them. I am still talking to some guys about mentoring moments. So I have someone that is coming soon that's going to be talking about the different things that they're doing in the community as the older man helping some younger men walk the way that they need to walk and do the things that they need to do. We need encouragement from other men. So I want you to recommend somebody that will be on so that we can talk to them and share what they're doing in the community, share what they are doing to make an impact in someone else's life. And for any other topics that you would like to talk about, and you want me to research and find that information to give you that revelation that's going to make a change, I want you to send me that information. Good evening, Linda. Thank you for joining in. And I want you to send me those topics because I would love to talk to some different people and just to interview them to get the information that you're searching for. I have so many ideas in my mind about different things that I want to do. It's just a matter of getting those people, and I got some people in mind. So we're gonna talk to them really soon. And if you have any ideas, like I said, send them in. If you want to be a guest on the show, send me an email, wholebeautiful@gmail.com, and I will contact you and we will get you on here and listen to what you have to say. Tonight is going to be a night talking about women. We're walking into Women's History Month, and I want to share some different things about some different women that I know, some different women that I look up to that have impacted my life, different women that may be in my family, different women that will just impact my life in different ways. But tonight, I wanted to acknowledge one woman before I get into the women that I'm going to talk about tonight, and that is my sister, Linda Cooks. Today is her birthday, and I'm saying happy birthday from Whole and Beautiful, Linda. We love you, and I'm excited about her birthday, just like she'd be excited about mine. We are a family that's excited about birthdays. We always celebrated our birthdays. And my mom would always get, if she got the birthday girl something, she got the other one something. So we both had gifts on each other's birthday. But she made sure it's like this. The plane was like level. It's like you're not going to get a gift if she don't get it. Linda may have gotten more on her birthday, and I got one gift, but I always got a gift. And she always got a gift on my birthday. So we always celebrate, but it's good to have another birthday. So happy birthday, Linda. I hope you are enjoying your day. On tonight, you're welcome, Linda. You're welcome. Tonight, I wanted to share some different things with you. I wrote a paper like a while ago. It's been like back maybe like 2012. where it talked about women, and it was just talking about how women are looked at as being like less than, or they're looked at as not being equal to other people. And I looked at that, and then they went on to talk about how Black women were women who were really like at the bottom part of everything, because not only were you a woman, but you were a Black woman, and because you were a Black woman, you had to fight a little harder or push a little harder to get to the places that you wanted to be in life. Why? Because simply because you were a woman. And I looked at that and I was like, why do we have to have, all these different months that we celebrate? Because people talk about Black history during the month of February, then we talk about women history and women empowerment, so to speak, in March. And I'm looking at, like, we're all God's people, and we should all be celebrated on a daily basis. It should be all year long that we're celebrating women. It should be all year long that we are celebrating Black history. It should be all year long that we are celebrating one another. And we pull these months and we have these things because people put those things like to the side, like they don't matter. And I want the women to know that are listening on tonight that you do matter. Your life matters. Your life is touching somebody else's life, whether you realize it or not. So you need to realize that you are important to the world, that you're making an impact. Wherever you are making an impact. What disturbed me was one thing that I saw was that women were not allowed to vote until 1900s. I was like, oh my goodness. And some of us still don't go vote, but and I'm not out here advocating for vote, but I am saying that it took so long to get to the place where you can vote. And it was only in the 1900s that women were allowed to vote. So your vote and your voice matters. So go out there and vote. Because you have the privilege to, because you have the authority to do so. You should go out and begin to do those things. We have to realize the power that we have on the inside. We have to realize how strong we are and how powerful we are. We have to realize that for ourselves. Can't nobody take that away from you once you know it for yourself. Once you know who you are, once you're walking where you need to walk, once you're doing the things that you need to do, nobody else can take that away from you. And you need to be empowered to know that I can change the world. I can impact somebody's world. It's not saying that you will impact the whole entire nation. We are a whole and beautiful nation, though. We can go out and do a whole lot of things, but you can impact somebody which is impacting their world. That's changing their world. You can help them see things a little bit differently. You can help and encourage them to push forward and to go forward in life. But you have to first realize who you are. And you have to realize that God is with you. He's watching over you. He created you for a purpose and for a plan. And you need to walk in what he has already given you. So often we are out here looking for other things, and it's in us already. He placed it in us before he even founded the earth. We are, yes, Miss A, we are stronger than what we think we are. A lot of times, and for me, that speaks volumes to me because that's where I was. I didn't think I was strong enough. I didn't think I had the wisdom, had the knowledge, had whatever to be who I am today. I didn't think that I had it. But it wasn't until I realized who I was. And oftentimes we put ourselves down. It's like that self-talk that Miss A talks about, that's in your head, that's in your heart, that you rehearse over and over again. And you're the one that's talking down to you. So when somebody else talks down to you, you accept it because you're already doing it to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You have a lot to offer this world. You were not placed here just by happenstance. You are living during this time and in this season because God has something in you that he wants you to share with the world. But you can't hold that thing in your heart and never walk in it. He's given it to you. Walk in it and walk boldly in it. walk boldly in it. Know that it's in me. I can walk in it. I can be who I have been created to be, and I can do it. I can do it now, today. I don't have to wait till tomorrow. I can be an impact in somebody's life today, even before I go to bed at night. Today, I can be an impact in somebody else's life. I can change the way they think about something. I looked at just looking at myself in the way that things have evolved and things changed. The things that I'm doing today are things that I saw for myself a long time ago. But I wouldn't push myself to go that route because I always got pushed back. And people would look at the ideas that I had, some of the people, and they would down everything that I said. If I came up with an idea, it wasn't good enough. If I said certain things, it just wasn't good enough. Oh, they chose somebody else's. Excuse me. But I found out that my ideas were great. Why? Because they were God ideas. There were things that he placed on the inside of me and that I could work it out and be who he called me to be. It's amazing when you go back and you start seeing the ideas that God gave you. Now people making millions of dollars. People are living large off of ideas that I had at a young age, but I didn't have anybody there that was pushing me to make those ideas a reality. The resources, the connections to make those things a reality. I look at things like back in 6th grade, I did we had to do commercial. We had to make our own commercial. We had to come up with our own product and everything. And back in the day, I sat down and I was like, it was a last minute because I had forgot about the project. And it was time, it was like the project was due, like, I think like that next day. And I happened to be in the grocery store that day. And I was like, Mama, I got to do my project. I got to have something for tomorrow. And she was like, well, you got to find something. So I'm thinking while we're in the grocery store, what kind of product can I sell? What kind of product can I do a commercial with? So I grabbed a pack of gum, Dentine gum. That's back in the day. But I grabbed me a pack of Dentine gum. I flipped the label over and I called it, this is crazy, but I called it toothbrush chew, girl. I called it that. And I did it. It was a gum that was going to help keep your teeth clean and your breath smelling fresh in between brushing your teeth. And how about then I came out with a gum and these people are making money. They made money off my gum. And I was like 11, 12 years old when I came up with that. And I was like, God, that was a God idea even at that time. And if I had the backing and the connections, then I could have made the money that they were making, that people are making now. Another idea I came up with, I was in the 12th grade. I was getting ready to graduate. We were having in the Miss Dennis, I think it was Miss Dennis, in the accounting class. We were getting ready to leave, and we were like, we were having a party that particular day, and she said, "Oh, you can fix anything you want to bring." So I said, "Oh, I'm gonna bake a cake," because I used to love to bake cakes. So I was baking a red velvet cake, y'all. Didn't have no red food color. I said, I don't have no red food color. So I said, oh, we got blue in here. So I just mixed the blue up in there, fixed the cake, took the cake to school. Everybody was eating the cake. It was good. And then later on, down the road, Oprah Winfrey endorses this person who has a blue velvet cake. And they started selling out their blue velvet cake because that was like a new thing. I said, that ain't new. I did that in the 12th grade. But I had those ideas. Wow, they were already there. But I didn't see myself as being like worthy of, being in that space. But then I didn't have like the surrounding of the people, because the people that surround you, you have to watch who you're with and who you connect with, who you're there with. Because if I had somebody that was there that was pushing it, somebody that could fund it, somebody that was going to put me in places where I could meet other people, who knows where that would have went. But we have to see ourselves as being worthy. We have to see ourselves as being that person that can change things. And God has given you so much on the inside of you, and you have to tap into it. You got to tap into what's in you. It's already there. The thing that you're looking for on the outside is on the inside, but you got to tap into it. And some of us are not being quiet enough and still enough to get that thing up out of us and say, oh, this is what I need to be doing. These are the things that I need to accomplish. This is where I need to go. This is where I need to be. I was told by a friend of mine that's been my friend for a long time. She was saying, you always go with peace, because God is with peace. He's not with the confusion. He's with peace. And I have learned that whenever I am at peace with a situation or circumstance, I may not understand what's going on, but as long as I'm at peace, I'm good, because I know God got it. I know he's going to work it out. But we got to look and see what's on the inside of us. Women for so long have been just put down as being like the weaker person, or you don't know anything. You're not knowledgeable enough. You can't do this because you get paid less than what your male counterpart. They do the same job you do, but then you get paid less than they do. And that should not be, because we're all human beings. We're trying to make a living. We're trying to live and go forward in our lives. And just because I'm a woman and you're a man, you get paid more. That should never be. It should be that you are qualified because you have the stuff you have in you. You have all these qualities on the inside of you. And because I'm qualified to do the job, I get paid for what I'm qualified to do, because I'm doing that job. Not because, oh, you're a male, so we're going to give you a little bit more cushion. We're going to give you a little bit more money. That should never be, even though it is. And then I even realized, even within the church, a lot of churches still look at women as being less than, and they don't allow them to minister. They think that they can't be ministers because they're women. I was like, where did you get that from? Where in the world did you get from the Bible that a woman is not supposed to minister? And I know that they will come up with all kinds of scriptures and try to back that up, but that ain't what it's saying. And you need to study a little bit more, because in him is no male nor female, Jew nor Gentile, bond nor free. So in Christ, there is no male nor female. So why are we singling out the female and saying, okay, well, you can't do that because you need to be a little bit more knowledgeable, and that's not the case. So we need to realize who we are. We need to realize what's on the inside of us. We need to realize that those ideas that we have, those things that we're thinking about, God is placing things in us that are phenomenal, and we need to begin to work it out and walk it out. We need to begin to live it out and know that he is with us, that he created us for greatness. We have greatness on the inside of us, and it's time to live, and it's time to walk it out. I wanted to share with you all about some women from the Bible. And I looked at these women and I said, man, they were doing some big things back in Bible days, because back during that time, the women were not allowed to do things. And in this family, this man, he had all girls. And because he had all girls, they had land that they inherited when their father passed. And it was supposed to go to their uncles. And they was like, hold up. Why is this land going to go to our uncles? This is our land. And they fought for their land. They fought for it, their inheritance. They went and they fought for that land. And I was like, even back in biblical times, they didn't look at the women as being equal. It's like you were set aside. Your voice wasn't like respected. What you did wasn't respected. But when I go back and I look in my Bible, I see all these different women that changed things in the word. So it's like, I don't know where people get the mindset from. Evidently, people are teaching people and they're believing it. But if you go to your Bible, you will see instance after instance where women came in and literally changed things and cleaned up things that other people had done. Even like with Abigail, she was married to a man who was a drunk, who was a mean person. And he was talking about how he was going, the things that he was going to do to David. And they wanted David's help. David wasn't going to help. He was the king. But she was the one who was like, you know what? This man is going to get us in trouble. So let me do what I need to do. And she gathered all the gifts for David because they were on their way to kill them. She got all the stuff, got it on a donkey, went out, sent the people out to give him the gifts and all the different things, and saved her husband's life along with her own and their servants, all because she was like, no, we can't do this to the king. The way that he was acting, she was like, no, you can't do that. So she did it without him knowing, but she got everything worked out and he was allowed to live. I'm like, wow. You look at Esther in the Bible and how she changed things and how she came in. She had to be reminded, but she came in and she changed some things because of her prayers, because of her going before the king and talking to him concerning her people. But we were talking about the daughters of Zelophehad, who were in it's in Numbers 27, where they were in there, and they, the daughters of Zola, I think I'm saying it right, Zelophehad, speak. He said that they speak right. Thou shalt surely give them a possession of inheritance among their father's brethren, and thou shalt cause the inheritance of their father to pass to them. Why? Because they went and they fought for their inheritance because it was going to go to somewhere else. It was Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. They were 5 sisters that was born, and they were born during the time that things were not favorable for women, but they all had their place. Hi, Lynn, thank you for joining. They all had their place. They all wanted to get their land. They came together and they worked together, and they went before Moses and the council of all the people, and they were saying, this is not right. We should have our land. It should be ours because we inherited. Just because we don't have brothers don't mean that we can't have our land. And one of the things that stuck out to me with these sisters was that they came together and they worked together. We as sisters should work together, not just blood sisters, but women. We should come together and work together. I see too many women who fight against each other. And it's like embedded in the children, because you see it in the little girls who fight against each other. They fight against each other in elementary school. So it's starting out in elementary school and it just grows up in them. And it shouldn't be. It should be that we're banding together and working together and encouraging each other and pushing each other forward. But whatever they've been taught was like, okay, this person doesn't have this, so they're beneath you. Like every woman is trying to get another woman, trying to get you, or trying to do wrong to you. And that's not the case. That's not the case. You need to pay attention, yes, to those who are around you. You need to know who is for you and who is against you, but not every woman is against you. But people put out this thing of women being catty and women fighting against each other and nobody's working together. And that's not the case in every situation. You just have to know who you are around. You have to discern and know the people that you're with. And be a woman that's going to applaud another woman, applaud them and help them grow and help them move forward. Why? Because you're already in a position where women are looked down upon, and where women's voices are not being heard. And yes, they're in a better place today, but we need to continue to uplift and push them forward. And we need to realize that we all have a voice in this world. My voice and my vision and my things may be a little bit different from yours, but we're all individuals and we're all coming together. It's like a quilt. Because I think about my grandmother's quilt. I mean, it had all these different pieces and stuff, and all these different colors and all these. But when she put it all together, it was beautiful, and it kept you warm. It kept you warm. So we have to realize that we're all different. We do things a little bit different. Some of us may do things alike, but it's still a little bit different because we're individuals. But we should support each other. We should push each other. We should acknowledge each other and acknowledge their strengths. Let them know. And if you see something where they need some help, you should be able to talk to them and say, hey, I can help you out with this right here, or this is what I saw. And we should be able to take that and be like, oh, okay, she's helping me. Not, oh, she's trying to put me down. She's trying to just discard me. No, because I watch different people do the same thing, but they do it differently. Because I watch, and I'm glad Lynn is on here, but I watch Lynn doing her jewelry. And then I watch other people that I know that do the same jewelry, but nobody does it like Lynn. I can sit and watch Lynn, and Lynn will have you buying all kinds of stuff. Why? Because it's the way that she carries herself. It's the way that she does her show, her jewelry, and the way that she shows it and how she does it. And it just sparked something in me. I was like, man, this is exciting just to sit here and just to watch. So you have other people who do the same exact thing, but they're going to do it a little bit different. Everybody has their own flair. Everybody has their little thing that they do differently. So we need to be applauding each other. We need to be pushing each other. We need to be acknowledging each other. And we need to be like the sisters that came together. They came together and worked together to get what they wanted to get, something that belonged to them. So we need to come together and work together to get what belongs to us. We are, I say this just about every week, no man is an island. We don't stand alone. We are not by ourselves. We are always connected with somebody, whether you want to or not. Somebody's watching you. Somebody's paying attention to you. Somebody is listening to everything that you say. They are patterning their lives after what you do and what you say. So we have to be so careful about the things that we do, the things that we say, how we treat people publicly and privately. You want to make sure that you're treating people the way you want to be treated. And you want to applaud each other and help each other grow. We want to be like these women who came together, these sisters that came together. They had a meeting and they concluded that this is what we need, this is what we want, this is what's going to happen. And that's what they did. They went forward and they got it done. And that's what we need to be able to do. And I want to look at also Deborah. Deborah in the Bible, Deborah was a chosen leader of her time. She was a judge and had to make difficult decisions. Due to the era she lived in, it was rare to have a woman in a leadership position. So in the era that she lived in, women were not leading. Women were doing what they considered to be women's jobs. But Deborah was out here. She was leading people. And it was a huge task for her, but she handled it well. And she was also a prophetess. And a prophetess is a female who is regarded as an inspired teacher or proclaimer of the will of God. Being a judge meant she was a public official. She was appointed to decide cases in a court of law. It was awesome that she housed both of these offices and she walked in them with all boldness and all authority. She emerged through embracing who she was, never putting her focus on what others thought, but honing her craft and doing everything she could to be who and what she was called to do and be. She was being confident. She was strong. And it was integrated into her being. So when she was later called upon to go to war or decide a case, she made decisions in peace. Why? Because she walked where she needed to walk. You said, where you getting all this stuff from? From a real good book. Emerging into your whole and beautiful life. Yes, by Angela Oliphant. But all these different women have inspired me and helped me, where you go in and you look and you see these different women and you're like, wow, they made a difference. So it just didn't start yesterday. It just didn't start when they started celebrating Women's History Month. It's always been there. Women have always worked and always did great things, and they've always done it for years, even before Jesus came on the scene. Women were working and they were moving. You think about Mary, the mother of Jesus. That's a whole story in itself. How she had to walk the walk that she had to walk. But we all are unique and beautiful and different. And I applaud every woman that would listen to this show, every woman that will hear about this show. And if you hear this, I want you to know that I applaud you. I appreciate you. I celebrate you, because so many women did so many different things to get me to the place where I am right now. They paved the way. If they had not done some of the things that they did in the past, the way would not be made for me to be doing what I'm doing right now. And for that, I am grateful. There are women that I will talk about during this month, who are in my family. Like I said, friends, co-workers, different people who have made a big difference. And I want to highlight them. I want you to see who they are, because they made an impact in my life. And I sit and I look at them now and I'm like, wow. Sometimes when you're younger, you're not paying attention and you don't listen. And later on, you're like, oh, I understand now. I understand what my grandmother said. I understand what my mom said. I understand what some other women may have said in my life. But at the time, you didn't get it and you didn't understand why they were saying the things that they were saying. But as you get older, you start to realize, whoa, okay, that's why they were saying the things they were saying. Don't discount people in your life. Even the little things that they did will mean so much more as you get older. The small things, the real small things. And those are the things that I go back and I look at now. Just the little encouragement that somebody gives you, the hug that they give you, the little encouraging word that your grandmother gives you, the her having me sit down and read the Bible to her. Little did I know, the path that I would be on, but just sitting down and reading to her, those are the things that I remember. The little games and stuff that they played with us, those things still stick with me today, and they bring joy to my heart. But they have helped me over the years. You never know what small thing is helping you until you get older, until you realize, wow. I was speaking to one of my granddaughters just this past week, and she said something, and she was like, well, that's just joking. I said, no, ma'am, your words are powerful. They're very powerful. You have to be careful about what you say. And she looked at me and she was like, oh, okay. But I was like, even jokingly, don't joke that way. We don't want to even speak that in a joking way, because when your words are released, they're changing things in the atmosphere. So you need to be careful about what you speak. And those are little nuggets. Those are little things that we think about. But I want us, during this Women's History Month, I want you to reflect on maybe some of the women from the Bible, but I want you to reflect on some of the women in your life. And I want you, those who are women that are listening, I want you to reflect on your life, because you have made an impact in somebody else's life. And I want you to applaud yourself. I want you to love on you and see the great things that you have done. Because a lot of times we don't do that for ourselves. We say, you know what? You don't think that that what you've done or what you said or how you handled a situation was impactful, but it was. Look at the lives that have been changed, all because you decided to go the route that you went, or because you decided to encourage somebody along the way. Think about the people who have given their lives to Christ because you spoke a word into their lives. You didn't come in with judgment. You came in with love. You came in with the word. You spoke to them. Their lives are literally changed because you prayed for those people. Your life, their lives have changed because you were obedient to God and you did what he told you to do. Somebody else's life has changed because you started that business and you begin to pour into other people. God put you in places so that you could pour into somebody else. Lives have been changed, lives have been saved, all because you were obedient. And sometimes I think we need to sit back and we need to say, hey, God did a good work. When he saved me, he did a good work. When he put me in the earth, he did a good work. When he made me, he knew what he was making me for. And whether I realize it or not, I'm walking out my call every single day. It may not look the way that I thought it was going to look, but I'm still walking out my call. It may not be what I thought it was going to be, but I want it to be everything he wants it to be. So whatever he wants is what I want. Whatever he desires is what I desire. I want my life to exemplify him so that I can complete every task that he wants me to accomplish. So I can go through my life and know that I have accomplished everything I need to accomplish. Why? Because I'm doing it according to his will. I might can't touch every single person in the earth, but I can touch the ones that he has assigned to me. And when they come across my path, I want to be able to pour into them. I want to live a life that is pleasing to the Father so that my life will touch somebody else's life. I want my life to impact somebody else's life. And I want to be obedient. Just those little things. Being obedient can literally change somebody's life forever. Just think about it. Being obedient can change somebody else's life forever. Just that one word that you share with them, just that one scripture, just that one hug. Realize how important you are in this earth. Realize your importance and that you were worth being here. Because if you were not, you wouldn't be here. You were created to be here and be alive during this time. So follow after what God wants you to do what he wants you to do, say the things he wants you to say, be the best woman that you can be, and make history. You might not make it into a book, but you'll make it into the book. But you need to make it. And you need to realize I am the book that somebody else is reading. I am the book that somebody else is patterning their life after. So, what am I writing on the pages of my book today? What am I writing in this new chapter of my life? And that's what I have for y'all tonight. Ain't that something? God has been so good to me, and I want to be good to other people. He's been kind to me, and I want to be kind to other people. He loves me regardless of what's going on in my life. He still loves me, and I want to be that to other people. I want to love them also. So try doing that this weekend. Try sitting with yourself and applaud yourself for the things that you've done in your life. I know that there's some things that you've done you like, I'm not proud of that. I'm not pleased with that. But there are some things that you've done that you need to give yourself a pat on the back for and say, you know what? That was good. God saw that. That was good. The world may not have seen it, but God did. And he says, that's good. So applaud you, love on you, and be the example for somebody else. That's what I want you to do. During this Women's History Month, reflect on you. Reflect on the women in your life. Let them know. Send them something. Say, hey, girl, I saw you doing this. Oh, man, you're awesome. Make sure that you're speaking to somebody else's life during this weekend and during the rest of this month. I challenge you to every day find some woman that you can pour into and that you can speak just a little word. You ain't got to stop for 2-3 hours. You can just pour something into somebody else and let them know you are worth. You're worthy. You're worthy. I love you simply because you're you. You don't have to do anything to receive that love. Guys, that is all I have for you tonight. I thank you for joining me. I want you to join me back here again on tomorrow, 4 p.m. The replay will be right here for you to see and listen to. Share it with somebody else. Let them know that Whole and Beautiful is out here and that we're ready to share with them everything that God has shared with me. This is your place for information, revelation, and change. And I am allowing you to see, to hear, and to know that Whole and Beautiful is not just your destination. It is most definitely your journey. So I will see you all again next week right here, 7 p.m. I'll be here, and I hope you will be too. Good night, everybody. Love you much. Good night. Thank you for tuning in. If you would like to be a guest or recommend a guest, you can contact me at wholebeautiful@gmail.com. On all other social media platforms, it's Whole and Beautiful. Remember, Whole and Beautiful is not just your destination, it is most definitely your journey.